The Beat the Reset story has been one of great success. The channel started in the April of 2022 as the world was emerging from the COVID lockdowns. It would be fair to say that when the channel first started, people were focused on what had happened to them over the last couple of years and were trying to largely piece their lives back together. And throughout the entire period, which was 2020 and 2021, which became known as COVID-19, personally, I had made it my business to learn about the world and learn about what was really going on, even though my research predated COVID by decades. Having an understanding of what we were witnessing was critical to not just my survival and my neighbours, but also my children and beyond. So along came 2022, and Beat the Reset was launched into life quite by accident. Talking about gold and silver and investments was not something I believed that anybody really wanted to know about or actually really even cared about. When I first started the channel, there was nobody listening. It was as if the universe was out to prove me right, and that in my own mind, people really didn't want to know about this stuff. As the true effects of what this was all about started to unravel and unfold, it became obvious that the pandemic was just the initial blow, a little bit like a block splitter hitting a piece of wood, that initial crack down the middle. It was the weakening of the common man, the crack down the middle of business, especially small business. And now we are seeing what it was all really about, and that is, of course, the complete collapse of the monetary system in favour of something totally new that will challenge every part of our lives to its core. This is more than just some pandemic. This is more than just some virus. It is more than just the depopulation of the planet. This is about the complete inception and initiation of something called transhumanism, which is going to come at mankind from a number of directions. First of all, educationally, ecclesiastically, politically, from the health institutions, and of course, monetarily, the wealth of the people. This is what it's all about, a transhumanist agenda driven by institutions such as the World Economic Forum, which is 1,000 corporations selling their product to the United Nations, which is 193 signatories of 195 sovereign nations, funded by the central bank system. Central banks that largely sit under the banner of the most powerful of all of these institutions, the Bank for International Settlements. And Beat the Reset has come along to play a key part in not just the change that is on our doorstep, but also the ability to assist people in diversifying into monetary assets and monetary wealth, but more importantly into educating people on what they need to know on how to protect both themselves and their families. Because whether we like it or not, and whether we believe it or not, this is the globalist agenda. The fourth industrial revolution will soon become Agenda 2030. Beyond Agenda 2030, we have the introduction of digital IDs, the digital twin healthcare system, and of course central bank digital currencies, which will largely control our everyday lives, and it will strip away any value from the system. This is fundamentally the biggest word and the greatest word that the common man seems to fail to understand is the word wealth. At Beat the Reset, I am you and you are me. I have an incredible team. I have the Baron of Bitcoin, who you all know, from Stormrake. And what he doesn't know about Bitcoin, you can truly write on the back of a postage stamp. And of course, I have the number one gangster himself, the Samurai of Silver from Liberty Bullion. These are young, strong, powerful men that not only understand trading and their assets, but also men that are very intelligent and streetwise. This is exactly what you need to protect yourselves and your family. Anything short of that will not cut it on this reset. And most importantly of all, you need to be in the right assets. In order to be in the right assets, you need to get the right knowledge. And in order to get the right knowledge, you need to either read the right documents or listen to the right people. At Beat the Reset, we really don't sell anything, which puts us in a very unique position. But what we do is we educate. And once you are educated, it means that you are now ready to start investing. Not investing in financial Ponzi schemes that largely fail, not investing in debt and stocks and shares and equities and bonds and annuities and treasuries, 401ks, IRAs, pension funds, cash in a commercial bank, and of course, the number one asset that I think is highly problematic, of course, which is real estate. The idea here is to learn, is to change what you are doing, because the way you have been doing it and the way your ancestors taught you to do it has not only led you and everybody else down a dark rabbit hole called debt, but if you continue to do it, it will lead you and your children, and in turn your grandchildren, into abject poverty. This is the journey of Beat the Reset. There is an old saying that most heroes wear capes, but I'm here to tell you that some of them wear hats. This has been one hell of a journey. Every day we are on social media producing content. We are dealing with many people that are fearful, and mostly people who haven't really been taught anything about their monetary system, let alone anything about wealth. But I am here to tell you that you are absolutely on the right path. As an author of 2 books, my first was Things We Were Never Told About Money, and it was, for a while, a bestseller on Amazon in its category. Then I wrote The Great Asset Shift in the August of 2023. And that publication was to tell you nothing other than silver is one of the most undervalued assets on the planet and the most critical monetary asset of the common man. It's very simple at Beat the Reset. Our portfolios are rather basic. Number 1, physical gold, risk off. Number 2, physical silver, both monetary and industrial, with marginally higher risk. And of course, number 3, Bitcoin, one of the most volatile assets in our portfolio by far, but has the potential for enormous upside, and now has been signed as a strategic Bitcoin reserve by the 47th President of the United States. Bitcoin has the potential to go many X here due to its low market capitalization and its extremely limited mintage. There is no question and no doubt in my mind or in the mind of the Baron of Bitcoin or the Samurai of Silver that this is the portfolio that you need to have in order to transition across this reset. So this is coming, and there is nothing we can really do to stop it. But one thing we can do is join together in this incredible community, which has become the BTR family. And if you're listening to this, it means you are part of that very community. All you have to do is sit back, relax, listen, take notes. If there's any questions you have, then feel free to do one of 2 things. Continue to expand on our research to find your own answers, or simply ask us to clarify what it is you would like to know. But most of all, my message to you all is this: protect everything you have, because on this reset, it's going to be incredibly challenging. Protect your health. Learn what you can learn, Become spiritual, connect to your communities. Hug your loved ones. Love your children. Build an incredible world for your grandchildren. Become autonomous in every possible way. Decentralize. Reduce your counterparty risk. Move to monetary assets that are sovereign and mostly within your possession. And above all, make good choices.